I move the motion that has been circulated in the chamber, and I thank the Senate for the support for enabling this debate. Colleagues, after what occurred yesterday, someone I'm close to this morning spoke about a conversation with her 7-year-old daughter last night. And her daughter asked, "Mummy, do all Christians hate Muslims?" That summarised where we found ourselves. And we see it again, and we see it again. You see, I grew up in Australia where my brother and I were the only Asians at school, and I've spoken at length about what that was like. But, Senator, I would also speak to you about my family. My father converted to Catholicism. My beloved grandmother, a devout Buddhist. Mum, a somewhat lapsed Methodist. And cousins who were Muslim. A family of many faiths, as is our country. As is our country. This is modern Australia. An Australia that is stronger because we are united at home. An Australia that is stronger in the world because we are united at home. Stronger in the world because our multicultural society gives us the ability to reach into every corner of the world and find common ground. A nation built, Senator Babet, by people of every race and every faith. Every race and every faith. A nation that welcomes different races, different religions, views, united by respect for each other and each other's right to live in peace. A nation where a kid can grow up seeing themselves in their leaders, who doesn't get mocked or threatened or vilified because of who they are, who isn't afraid for their safety on the bus home from school, and who don't come home to find it covered in abuse. I know what that feels like, coming home to racist graffiti on your driveway as a kid. Now, whatever Senator Hanson may tell herself, it is people like these who suffer because of her immature and shameless stunt, and that is all it was. Senator Hanson has been parading prejudice as protest for decades. In her first speech to this House, she said Australia was in danger of being swamped by Asians, people like me. Now she's added Muslims to the list. In my very first speech in this place, I said that because of people like her, Australia was in danger of being swamped by hatred. And yesterday, purely to get attention, and not for the first time, it's an old play, replayed, Senator Hanson mocked and vilified an entire faith, a faith observed by nearly 1 million Australians and the second largest religion in this country. Colleagues, senators, freedom of expression is central to who we are as Australian, but so too is respect. And I believe, and I think most of this Senate believes, that disrespecting fellow Australians because of their faith is itself un-Australian. Let's understand, for a senator to punch down on a Muslim kid, that's the effect of your words. That is un-Australian. That is un-Australian. Senator Hanson makes absurd comments about people's clothing being a risk to national security at the same time as she's publishing internal floor plans of Parliament House on the internet. What I would say is our national cohesion is a strength. Our national security is risked by threats to social cohesion, because a divided nation is a vulnerable nation. Remind ourselves of what Senator Brandis spoke about when this stunt last occurred, where he spoke about the importance of working with the Muslim community in the interest of Australian national security, as he stood against your stunt then, and he was right to do so. Senator Hanson's hateful and shallow pageantry tears at our social fabric, and I believe it makes Australia weaker. And it also has cruel consequences for many of our most vulnerable, including in our schoolyards, who should be able to look to this place to set an example. And I want to end on this point, and I will to enable Senator Hanson to, if this Senate passes the requirement for an apology, to do so promptly. Can I indicate to the Senate I will move that this motion be put after 30 minutes of debate? So I want to end on this point, and that is people should be able to look to this place to set an example. This can be a robust place. This can be a place of great contest. It should be. But there should be guardrails, as I've spoken about before. There should be the recognition of the importance of civility, even where there is contest. There should be limits on what we do and what we say. And what we saw yesterday was all of those boundaries crossed. All of those boundaries crossed willingly. So the institution itself was damaged by your behaviour yesterday, because not only did you do what you did, Senator, but the chamber, the President asked you to remove that item of clothing, and you refused. A direct direction from the chair. And then, even worse, when all of your colleagues in this place, under the standing orders, or so many, the vast majority, told you to remove yourself because you were defying a direction of the President, you defied the whole Senate and stayed. I have never seen that. I have never seen someone be so disrespectful to this institution. So we have given you the opportunity, should this motion pass, to apologise. And I give you fair notice, Senator Hanson, if that fails to occur, or if it's not to the Senate's satisfaction, that we will take the next step of action that is available to the Senate under the standing orders. I thank the Senate, and I indicate, as I said, I will seek to close this debate after half an hour.